35,000 people crowd New York's Polo Grounds, bands playing, and thousands of enthusiastic Irish Americans and Americans to greet the Cavan and Kerry teams as they walk onto the field.
The reason that they picked New York for that year, it was the centenary of the famine, 1847, and that was such a tragedy. And they wanted something big and spectacular to mark the centenary, and that's why they picked the Polo Grounds in New York.
I can only tell you the sort it was in our parish, because we didn't know much about what was going on in other places, but a great excitement when we were Gossans. It was something else for us. Outside the Mass of a Sunday, you nearly want to be tugged out to go to Mass at that time. It was all football and football and football.
The talk was of nothing else. Cavan was a high emigration county. There were uncles and aunts living in New York, and New York was nearly the next parish as far as we were concerned, because we had so many relations living there. And we were quite familiar with the names in New York, Long Island and Manhattan. You know, we knew it from the letters from the cousins.
We thought we owned the Cavan team. Oh, now you'd think you were filled of going to be times. We used to play football in our field, and when you'd be lining out a team, that was the team you'd lined out. Phil the Gunner, full back, and Willie Doonan, corner back, and set up the team, and you were one of these heroes.
I definitely wore the Cavan colours on that day. We had to be back for 8 o'clock because it was on the radio or the wireless set at 8 o'clock. Now, we had our own wireless set, which was a big deal at the time, and all the neighbours gathered in, and the window was open at the bottom, and they all listened to it.
I can see what she put under to keep it up. A pounder, a thick lump of a stick with a big knob on it for pounding Colchanon, and she put it under the window to keep it up. There must have been 100 people sitting on the tar road. We were Gossans, and if you made a noise at all, you get a thump. Good man Higgins, good man Higgins. So look at it was a wonderful time.
All I do remember is at the end of the day they said we won by 4 points, and I remember that much.
When the long whistle went, they danced on the road and cheered, and it was great excitement. The cheers, one lad said you could hear them in America.
It was everybody. There was no distinction made between anyone. We were all the same.
When the Murrahorton heroes was coming home, the fife and drum band was out, and everyone in the parish.
That was the highlight, was the parade. The neighbours' children would all have been with us. A crowd of us would have been walking.
And she were running after the band and running after the crowd.
And to see these men, we almost got weak with excitement, you know, looking at them. That's my memory of that evening afterwards.
I was 13. It was a great lift to us at that time. It was something that helped us along, you know. It took our mind off our sorrow. My mother was dead when I was 11. There were 6 of us in it, and the youngest was 6 when she died. So, yeah, looking back at it now, it got us through a time. She died in 45, in November 45, and it was a great lift to us at that time.
Cavan means a lot to me, and the relations there. No matter what you were, you belonged. This was something to break the total monotony of one day the same as another. It built up the morale, and it did give us a self-confidence and a self-worth. And these people that were only ordinary people, and they made it big. And if they could do it, anyone could do it. It definitely did give a boost and a bit of get up and go. You know, if they can do it, we can do it. No, it was brilliant. It meant so much to them, it meant so much to us as well.